All right, yo, what's up? My name is Mawande, and this is Sports Etc. So what it is basically is the three of us, we are very big into sports. Sports enthusiasts, any sport you give it to us, we'll eat it up. And what we're doing today is we're basically trying to break down the 26 biggest sporting stories all over the world. And we're just giving a roundup, as well as our opinion, our view, and just a review on everything that happened this year. Now, joining me and helping me break down everything that happened in the sporting world this year is Sechaba as well as Kamo. Guys, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, man. I am Sechaba Ramahlaha. As you said, a sports enthusiast. I go by the name of Creme de la Creme, you know.
What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Kamo. Hello, Marake. Like no the chance of you saying, sports enthusiast, love all things sports, and I could watch the sports all day, man. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so the other thing that we wanted to do, guys, is we wanted to do this differently now. So I think sometimes it's kind of pointless and boring for me to just do things the regular way. So we basically constructed a list of 26 of the biggest stories that we could think of out of the top of our heads. And we put them down on a list, and we are going to draw the numbers randomly. And then we're going to just go through the story that corresponds with that number.
Break it down.
Simple enough. And then, so Gamo's going to do Kamo is going to do us the honors. He's going to be the first one. Go through a random number on your phone, or the first number that you dialed.
Okay.
And then the last number.
And the last number would be 6.
Is a 6.
And last number would be
right.
6.
And okay, that's actually surprising. No, okay. if we had gone on a regular sports show, the number 6 story wouldn't have been the first one that we talk about.
It'll probably be there, literally towards the end of the show.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the whole point of Sport Etc. Anyways, the first story is number 6, Tiger Woods.
Winning a major championship, first time in 5 years, against all odds, basically. That was beautiful to actually see. That was so beautiful to watch.
Hey, can I be very honest?
Mm-hmm.
I was never a fan of Tiger until he fell off.
How is that even possible?
I promise you, I never got the Tiger vibe. It was always, for me, it felt like what was fed to me was that Tiger's dominance was wrong.
And in what sense was Tiger's dominance?
I'm older now, so I get it. He's a little bit browner than all the other golfers.
Okay.
So there's a certain way that it'll always be scripted.
Okay.
So there's a different narrative. If a different player was winning all the championships that he had won up until that point, it would have been a feel-good story. I think up until that point, I didn't realize it then, but I think the whole world was kind of waiting for Tiger to fall off.
Yeah, I think at the time, his success shocked everyone. I mean, Tiger was literally at the peak of his life before the whole scandal happened. And when it actually happened and the circumstances behind the scandal kind of made everything worse. And you could say some of the other golfers might have rejoiced a bit, might have actually been like, okay, I'm glad this actually happened. And then, but winning a major championship where no one actually believed you could again, and you got to see that, makes it more significant.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that I'm glad about as well, is that now we get to talk about Tiger winning again. For a long time, every time you mention Tiger, everybody thought sex scandal.
Yeah, man. I mean, with me, growing up, man, from the root, when you get introduced into golf, that's the first name that you come up with. It's Tiger Woods, and you call yourself Tiger Woods. So you can just imagine what some of us felt when he fell off. It was just traumatizing for me, I can say. But yeah, man, I was glad that he came back strong, even against the odds. He managed to put everything aside, and he did what he had to do. So yeah.
Yeah. But one thing that I do want to call out before, this is my last word on it. Mm-hmm. The last thing that I want to call out is the golfing world was kind of happy, and they'd written Tiger off. But they're the first ones to celebrate when he's back on top. And I think that's hypocritical of them.
I think it was an highlight because all of this literally happened 2 months before the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
So I think the Americans, knowing their record against the Europeans, that they kind of wanna back on Tiger when in his good form. So I think that's what basically happened, and you know how the Americans are.
Yeah.
You know how the Americans are.
Okay, are we good on Tiger?
We're good on Tiger.
Chabingo, I think you're up next.
Oh, I'm the next one. Let me check. The last number, it's your phone number, so Mawandino, number 1.
Okay.
Siya Kolisi.
So, anybody want to take the lead on this one?
It's an honor, firstly,
Yeah.
to be alive, and to have witnessed, to have actually watched him
Yeah.
lead out the Springboks right here in Free State Stadium. It's an honor. It's something I literally never saw happen, especially at the times from Heineke Meyer with Fikile Mbalulu singing out his transformation,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm happy about it. He didn't have such a bad year with the Springboks. Quite
Yeah.
a good year, actually. You know, Rassi seems to trust him. The players seem to
Yeah.
trust him. And who knows, man? First ever black captain and leading us to a World Cup in 2019. It could be Siya Kolisi, man.
Sia, it's an incredibly proud moment. I was absolutely like, do you know there's moments when I actually still can't believe it. Actually, come to think of it, there are moments when I have to like, damn, Sia's
Is he the captain?
He's the captain. Yeah, and I have to like realize it. And yeah, it's there was the first day that he led. It was against England, and then that very first game that he led the team out. I'm not one like, you know, it's not the typical fairy tale, but like there was a moment where I think a lot of us watching would have been like, wow, like, and you don't always, yeah, race again, but like watching one of your own leading the Springboks that was never ever meant for you is a huge thing for us, who are, a lot of us are born post apartheid
Yeah.
and who went to school for 12 years with all the opportunities that white kids have, or mostly. And if it means so much for us, I can't imagine what it means for somebody who is 50 years old, 60 years old,
Exactly.
who's been into rugby like from...
Like who was basically there at Ellis Park in '95 when actually you won the World Cup. So
I think, to be honest, for me, I think it could be bigger than 95 for me.
it could be bigger than '95.
Yes.
Whew, in the grand scheme of things, I'd say you have a point. But '95 was a different ball game. I mean, it's All Blacks at home and it's a World Cup final. I mean, '95 was a different ball game.
And I said good. I need some time to think about it, but I don't
A
want to.
year after the whole apartheid.
Yeah, I don't want to back out of my statement. I don't want to back out my statement, so I'll back it up.
You're a bold man. You're a brave man.
The 95 thing for me was an illusion.
Was a little
Like
It's
rugby
maybe
brought us
because
together.
You were young, like at the time.
Okay, perhaps. Maybe it's my 95 moment. This.
I think it'll be better than '95, provided we win the World Cup next year with him.
Man, can you imagine Siya Kolisi lifting the World Cup with?
Exactly, with the World Cup trophy.
I can. Oh man.
You see, you can only dream. You know, can only dream.
Yo, Siya, please do it, man. Like, you've got a guy sitting on a couch here who's wishing that it's you that lifts the World Cup.
We're rooting for you.
Cool.
I don't know what, I'll let this one pass. Like you said, for me also it is my 95 moment, because I've never really watched rugby until I heard of
Oh.
Siya Kolisi. I would watch it here and there,
Yeah.
but until I heard Siya Kolisi, that was like, okay, I have to watch
Yeah.
this, because I've always heard like who the system, what and what.
Yeah.
So when they named him as a captain, I was like, okay, let me give this a chance and let me see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing though is that there are still some people who do call it a transformation appointment, and there's some people who want to spoil on a party, who want to be wet blankets and stuff like that. So you're always going to deal with that, and he almost, I feel like, has to work twice, 3 times as hard as anybody else now to prove his worth in the Springbok team.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
Cool.
but see, well done, man. I'm super proud of you. Cool. My turn.
Your turn.
Okay. Last number that I dialed ends with, it was Shabingo. Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, I think you guys will be excited for this.
Ish. Anzanzi's Leo, basically. Ish. Man, look, this is one heck of a talent we have in the country. I mean, he basically displayed it also a one-man show against Nigeria and in the previous AFCON games and the friendly against Paraguay. He's been doing wonders. It's fully deserved. His first goal was exquisite for that club in Belgium.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's arguably one of the best things you could say happened to South African football this year. Also in terms of the national team, if we could have a striker of Percy's quality up front with the likes of Mutiba alongside him, who's also killing in.
How exciting is that actually? That combination.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
And then like I can't even think of when was the last time somebody moved straight from South Africa to the English Premier League. I think Mabizelo was the last one that I can remember.
No, it was Bongani Kumalia. Yeah, we all forgot about him.
He's a benchmark of it.
Guys.
But yeah, man, with I kind of have a problem with this moves from like our local Premier League to the English Premier League, because I don't understand why do the guys like they want to sign you but then they loan you straight away to another team. That question bothers me a lot. I think for me, Percy is matured, man. Let's be honest. Percy is matured. Maybe not for English Premier League, but I mean, let Brighton bring him next year. I promise you, he'll do what he has to do and he'll score goals for them.
I think it was a good thing that Chris Hughton and not the Brighton board did, because Percy coming in is relatively kind of small still for the Premier League, so him trying to adjust to that and trying to adjust to the pace and the pressure.
Is that still an excuse?
It's not an excuse.
When you're good, you're good though.
Now, when you're good, you're good. What I'm saying is, it's a whole different, like I said, ball game when he's straight from South Africa. He gets there. The Premier League is not like any other league in world football. It's not like any other league in world football. Percy's probably a player that loves game time, lives for game time, and he probably didn't see that happen. Hence, he also maybe might have agreed to the deal, because Chris Hughton was on the basis of, I cannot guarantee you regular time, let alone a starting berth. So why don't you go get it, because you got the talent. Go play in Belgium, and right now he's enjoying himself in Belgium.
I actually think that's fair enough. So he's starring out in Belgium. Question: is he gonna go to England and be a star, or is he gonna go to England and be average and in the middle?
I will answer that. If he's not going next season, he will never go. That's my opinion, because the more time he spends away from the team that he brought him, I think they kind of adjust to where they are, then they fell off. They fall off. Example, Tulani Sirero. Who just came back now.
That was the
Hakamani Masambi. Come on, these guys, give them the chance. The first chance you give them the chance. Let them play and trust me, they will do well. Because this is again, it's kind of like pressure to them again, because you've been signed by Brighton, but you're not playing for Brighton. So I mean, for them psychologically, it might play a role. Like, why am I doing this? Or some of them might give up along the way. So I think if you're signed by Barcelona, play for Barcelona, and if you're not good, go back to where you are, where you have to be.
I actually like that so much. Take the first chance that you get to go.
I think it'll be a second season wonder type story. Like, you'll go back to Brighton the following season, because he is doing well in Belgium as we speak. So you'll go back to Brighton, do well, and then from there, the second season at Brighton, I think that's when he will show the world, show the Premier League, and hopefully Bafana will be in a better place at the time. He'll get to show Bafana also that, hey man, I'm the talent that I was promised, and I'm representing the country proud. And he might do what Benny did in 06, with being second in the Premier League goal scoring chart. So
we've had like a second top goal scorer in the Premier League.
He was behind the Drogba, literally by 2 goals. So
dope. Okay, cool. Are we good?
Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
I actually like the view, man. It's awesome.
Very cool.
Number 9. Number 9. The recent. Banyana. Qualifying for the World Cup in France.
I think it's a huge deal. It's a very big deal.
It's really. I was actually quite saddened when they actually didn't win the African Cup of Nations.
It really wasn't. Like, I don't think that. For me, the big prize was getting to the World Cup.
And I think that was the main objective.
I remember there was last time around, it was 2014, when they made it to the semi-finals, and then they lost the first semi-final, and then they had the chance to still qualify for the third place position, and then they lost again. So for me, like, I just wanted to get through the semi-final. Once the team had qualified, anything could happen there. I wouldn't have minded. Winning, not winning, didn't matter for me. I think to be counted amongst the best women's teams in the world was more important for me than winning.
The Africa
The-
Cup
the
of
t-
Nations.
I know that's a little bit off, and I love winning, I love sports, but in this situation, I think I could let winning go for the sake of being there at the top.
Especially after what happened
Yeah.
with what you said. And it's their first World Cup. They're excited. They're doing, and I hope they actually do us proud and proceed out of the group
Yeah,
stages.
I also think it's also creating a culture now of qualifying for big tournaments, something that we don't have with our men's team. So they've qualified for Olympic Games now. I think it's 2 consecutive Olympic Games. They've qualified for a World Cup now, first World Cup, and then
Final of the AFCON.
yeah. So hopefully now we're building something that can be sustained for years to come. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's not forget they won the COSAFA just before the AFCON.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they're actually doing good, and for me also personally, it was a great achievement because I personally have a friend in the team.
Alright.
So yeah, Tato Letsusa is the
Shout
captain
out.
for Vets University.
Yeah.
No, UJ. He's the captain for UJ. So yeah, she's been doing well. She's from Bloemfontein. So yeah, I mean, really
dope shit,
big ups to her.
actually. Yeah. That's actually quite cool. And one thing that a lot of people have been going on about as well is that we have a local coach who is a former player. It's the first former player of Banyana Banyana to actually coach the team.
Really? Wow.
We had Vera Pau. She was paid a lot. Didn't qualify for the World. She missed out on World Cup qualification.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I've seen as well, which I'm very excited about, is that we're seeing a lot more of our women going on and playing
Major tournament.
not major tournament, major from big clubs overseas.
Okay. Oh.
I know
The
there's-
captain, Janine.
Janine.
Yeah, Janine.
There's quite
yeah.
a few.
Yeah, Linda,
who's
yeah.
playing out in the USA, and we've got some playing out in Australia as well. Those are major leagues in women's football, and then hopefully we'll get to see some moving on to Europe. I
And
remember,
I think the World Cup is going to do just that, especially with the star of the AFCON,
Yeah.
Khatana.
Yeah.
So I think for players.
where's she playing actually?
She's playing in the US. She's
Is she playing in the US?
team, with Janine.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay,
yes. I
dope.
know Janine was, she had a teammate from Banyana. That was it.
Okay, I'm really excited about that and the future at Org as well. And also for me, like for instance, why it's important for me that boys get every opportunity to succeed.
Yeah.
So as a boy,
More money even.
yeah, you get to play in the under 12 tournaments. You get to play in under whatever tournaments all the way growing up, and you see men playing all the time. You've got role models. I think this time around you've got a women's team that is in front of your eyes in the public eye, in the media, on TV regularly, a lot more often. As a girl, it can only be a good thing that you're seeing people just like you playing out and
Same aspirations as you, basically.
yeah, exactly that. And it's not wrong now for a girl to want to play soccer.
Yeah.
It's normal. I mean, going to the World Cup, she could also
Yeah.
have dreams
Yeah.
like a boy that no, I want to see myself playing
Yeah.
in the World Cup.
Yeah,
And we see that even the development side of things, like the Abantwana, they call it
Oh, the
Abantwana, the under
17 team,
17s.
yeah.
They also went to the World Cup. Women coach, Simpiwe Glulu, former player. So they actually did well, even though they didn't pass the group stages.
Yeah.
But you can see now that our football, women football, is
Yeah.
improving and is starting to become professional. I also want to thank the sponsors and other people who are contributing to our football, women's football
Yeah.
league. I think it's awesome. It's doing great for
I also think like men's and women's football should be held to a different standard in the sense that qualifying for Bafana Bafana should be bare minimum. With the amount of money that is in South African football, that's bare minimum.
So much money is invested in that. Whereas Bafana, it should be a thing that we quite want to expect.
Yeah. I think the expectation for Bafana should be how did they do at that tournament. Nah.
Oh, yeah.
Basically,
take
not-
it back to, take
Yeah.
the benchmark up. Because now if Bafana qualifies, it's going to be a thing of, we qualified, and then they can get there, not even win a game, or even score goals sometimes, and then, but they still qualified for the World Cup. Doesn't really help with much.
We cool?
Perfect.
You again.
It's my turn. Second last number, ne?
Yeah. Down the
Okay.
list.
It's actually my mom. It's number 6. We can pass that one. Oh, she has 2 numbers. I'll say number 4. Yeah.
We
We
that
got
one.
through that one. Mule 2. Number 2. Oh,
Did anybody see this coming?
I saw it coming.
Really?
I saw it come with all the drama that was happening in Spain, like the texts and the whatnot. I could see it happening, and even after the final, after they lifted the trophy, he said people are gonna know just in a few months his future plans. So from that comment, I could see that he will no longer play for Real Madrid.
Yeah, I really thought that Ronaldo was unsellable, if that's a word. I really couldn't I understood.
You were sold at a profit.
Yeah, that too.
9 years later.
I could have understood Zidane leaving. But Ronaldo leaving and Zidane leaving at the same time for me smells fishy as well. I think there's a story to that.
You think with what happened with Lopetegui and what's kind of happening now with Solari, it's not really comfortable as it should be. You think there's something kind of brewing up in the Santiago?
Well, for me, I always believed Zidane knew way before that Cristiano is gonna move. So I think with that move, he knew his biggest player in the team leaving, we're gonna scrutinize him. We're gonna wait for the next season to see without Ronaldo what is he gonna do. And look what the team did. The first few matches, they were horrible. So I think Zidane saw it and he just let it go.
Yeah, that's why I say I understand why Zinedine Zidane left. When you've won 3 Champions Leagues
in a row, you can bounce with the league title, with the Super League, Super Cups, Club World Cups. You can bounce.
Nothing else to stay for. They could pay you everything in the world, but as a coach, his reputation is solid and intact now. Say, like you say, if he had lost Ronaldo and then they had the season that they had now up until now. Remember, who was it that won the Champions League at Chelsea and was fired 6 months later?
Roberto Di Matteo.
Yeah. So I think
but I saw that one coming.
Ancelotti also won a Champions League and was fired soon after.
Oh yeah, he was fired literally after the next season.
Yeah. So I that's why I understand Thingy leaving as well. But for Juve, I've said this before.
Juve and the Serie A. It's not just for Juve alone.
Do you know what
it's not just for Juve alone. That's the thing. That's significant.
You're a Serie A fan. Huh? You're a Serie A fan.
I'm a Serie A fan.
You watch often.
Huh? I watch often as much as I can.
Funny enough, I try to watch Serie A. Apart from the big teams, I just won't. And then I try to watch Juve will play
Allegri or something.
Yeah. I can't. I can't. It's Ronaldo and I'm there, but for 90 minutes it's very difficult. But I think marketing-wise and the bigger scheme of things, for Serie A it's good.
Competition-wise, although Juve looks like they're running away with it.
Oh yeah. But this is what I'm saying, that it's not just for Serie A. I think Juve got him so that they could win the Champions League.
Yeah. Because the Serie A, with or without Ronaldo, is something I don't even think Massimiliano Allegri worries about when he goes to sleep at night. So I think to Champions League, there's currently no team that's actually raising their hand to go this is our tournament at the moment. Yeah. Because there's a bit of inconsistency slip up there, No one is actually rolling through it cleanly, even the likes of City. Yeah.
But that's a different story now. I think to win the Champions League, you have to be a club that's used to winning the Champions League.
Exactly.
It's seldom that a new club wins the Champions League for the first time. This decade alone, there's only been one. Last decade, there was only one. And I'm not sure about the previous decade. I think there was only 1 or 2 as well. So there's you don't just come in from the back door and win the Champions League.
Okay, I'm here now.
You have to be one of the big boys. And I think Juve is trying to assert themselves once again as one of the big boys. They've won, 7 Serie A titles up until this point?
Consecutively,
yeah. And I think winning the Serie A is nothing for them anymore. They don't worry about it. So I think to be taken seriously amongst the giants of Europe again, they need the Champions League and they needed Ronaldo. And that's why they paid the amount of money that they paid for him.
And a profit 9 years later. And it somewhat looks like Ronaldo might actually just eclipse it and give them. And I think that would seal it as himself announcing as the greatest. But that's for another day.
Let's not get into that debate, please. So just as a matter of a background, we had the Ballon d'Or being announced recently as well. It was this week. And neither Ronaldo or Messi won it for the first time in over 10 years.
Yeah.
And funny enough, the debate still rages on as who's the greatest.
They're both equal. It's still 5-5. You know.
Okay, let me go through my list. Okay, there's a 4 and a 1, 1 and a 7 on the list.
Ish, the Swiss master.
Yeah, so Roger Federer won his 20th Grand Slam at the Australian Open. I think it's a record that's going to be unbeatable.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody is ever going to get to that level ever again.
20th Grand. Well, Nadal's not so far away.
Nadal is on 17 now.
It's not so far away.
He also won a Grand Slam this year, 11th French Open that he won.
Djokovic's on at 13. And then
how many years has he got to win 3 more?
Next year he can eclipse 1 again. And then
But that's the thing. I don't think Federer's finished.
I think 2019 it's when he will be able to compete at that highest level, especially with a lot of new young guys coming up, especially Alexander Zverev.
Man, that's actually my favorite right now.
Yeah,
at the
it's same,
moment.
pretty much. Yeah,
He's my favorite
after
men's
Djokovic
player at the moment.
Our very own Kevin Anderson.
Our very own Anderson.
is coming.
Listen, I think the semi-final Wimbledon defeat to Federer himself might just be up there.
I'm over Kevin Anderson, to be honest. But yeah, Roger Federer, something really, really great, something amazing. He's one of the special athletes of our time.
Yeah.
I think in my lifetime, not many more athletes that have been greater than Roger Federer. I could put that I've seen and been lucky enough to watch Federer, Usain Bolt.
Yeah, you seen Phelps. I still will put Phelps in the list. I will still put Phelps in the list. You can't dominate 4 Olympics. You cannot dominate 4 Olympics.
You see, my respect for swimmers is also kind of dependent on the fact that I'm not a great swimmer myself. So I got like...
So it's a bit of a personal attribute
I've got a personal gripe with water. So yeah, Phelps, man. But you can go for that if that's yours.
Yeah.
I can't think of many more.
Let me see.
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah. I'll put that.
I put him there. And for me personally, Conor McGregor, man. Let me tell you the story. I spoke about Conor McGregor from 2014, and no one knew about him.
Yeah.
I had documentaries about him. I mean, I even told Heavy D.
Yeah.
I told him on one show that we had, like, there's someone who's coming and you're gonna know about him.
Yeah.
And guess what? I know he knows about him.
Okay.
So I would put his name in the bucket also.
Messi and Ronaldo will make up that list for me as
Yeah,
well.
Messi and Ronaldo will make up that list. Who else will make up that list? For me, Kobe. Kobe, LeBron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kobe, LeBron.
Oh yeah, they're those guys.
Yeah, will actually
definitely
make up that list.
Yeah, I feel it. Cool. Moving on.